What's going on, fight fans? Check out Undercard and Boxing. Don't mind the headphones. I can't play the clip.
Sunday Showcase, made possible by a public service grant from the National Endowment for the Arts and Bristol Myers Company in association with its divisions.
Yeah. All rise, open your eyes, no need to explain. I got a homie from the east and I'ma tell you his name. Never hang around lames, that's a part of his game. And if you show deep respect, he'll show you the same. Jeff Undercard Boxing shook the world when he came. A lot of cats is playing, but his hands are insane. You can get steamrolled if you stand in the way. He a yardie from Flatbush, you cowards his cat puss. We used to feud like Bishop and Q, but he'll fuck you up quick if I give him the cue. From the city of Midwood, the south central part of New York, next to Bensonhurst and Borough Park. If it's a problem, don't even say shit. Just face this when you come across the Bay Bridge. No tolerance for BS or fake kids. Your blood clot crying. Just stop trying. Is Jeff Undercard prepared for the assignment? He bringing a appliance so cowards can't fight it. He might yoke you up if he feels slighted. He's spreading out toxins. It's Undercard Boxing. Yeah. Mad love and respect to my brother, man. From the motherland, word him up.
What's up, fight fans? This your guy Undercard and Boxing. Just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about the some of the news pertaining to Jerome Boots Ennis, who finally has announced a fight October 11 in Philadelphia, the Wells Fargo Center, the place that he's sold out twice. He will be back facing Lima, currently ranked number 10 in the WBA rankings. As you know, super welterweight, the title holders, the world champion for the WBA is Terrence Bud Crawford. We know he'll be fighting September versus Canelo. The interim champion is Yoenis Tellez.
Yeah.
That's the interim champion. And
all rise,
going over the list of potential
I got a homie from the east and I'ma tell
fighters,
you his name. Never hang around lanes,
you can find some names in there that you probably wish he'd have sent an offer, maybe tried to fight. You could do a little bit of nitpicking. Like, I'm looking at the list myself. I would have loved to see him in the ring versus Jesus Ramos Jr. He's ranked number 4. Jerome Ennis is number 2. I believe it said number 1 the last time the ranking system came out. Jesus Ramos would have been a good fight.
No tolerance for BS or fake.
Jesus Ramos climbing the ranks. He's got some good wins. He's got some loss. He's got a loss or controversial loss versus Erickson Lubin.
He might yoke you up if he
so that would have been a good fight. Debut fight at 154. Maybe there was. When he tried to send the offer, we know that Jesus Ramos is a PBC fighter. Maybe he just couldn't get PBC to allow Jesus Ramos to fight over on another platform. You do have Israel Madrimov, a guy who fought both Terrence Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. That would have been a good name to debut on the list. But he's also coming off of 2 back-to-back losses, one to Terrence Bud Crawford and the next one to Virgil Ortiz. It would have been a nice stylistic fight for him to debut at, because we could have seen the potential of how he would have defeated Israel Madrimov. But a guy coming off of 2 losses, I mean, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. They finally settled on Umas Limas, who is, I believe, 16-1. He has 1 loss. He fought a guy in his home country and lost. He has been on a 3-fight winning streak. He's defeated 3 undefeated fighters. Last fight ended in TKO, UD, technical decision, UD, and he had a UD loss. This guy is a thumper. He's 32 years of age. He has a 66.67 knockout rate. Excuse me, his record is actually 14-1. He's age 32. He has 14 wins, 10 by knockouts, and 1 loss. Power puncher. This guy has only fought at super welterweight. He hasn't
All rise,
fought
open
at
your
any
eyes,
other
no
divisions.
need to explain. I got a homie from the east,
This
and I'ma
looks
tell
like
you
he's
what's
been
name.
fighting
Never hang
Canada.
around lanes, that's a part of his game. And if you show deep respect, he'll show you the same.
Like
Jeff
Gladstone
undercard boxing
boxing.
shook the world when he came. A lot of cats is playing, but his hands are insane.
There's a lot
You
to
can
be
get
said about
steamrolled if you
Javon
stand in
Ennis
the
and
way.
who he's
He a
fighting.
yardie from Flatbush.
This is
You
a
cowards
title
is cat
eliminator
puss.
for the
We used to feud
WBA,
like Bishop
so
and Q,
it
but
looks
he'll
like
pluck you up quick
he
if I
is
get
putting
on your
himself
cue.
into
From the
place to
city of
fight for a
Midwood, the
title.
South Central part of New
There
York.
is a lot
That's
of,
the Bensonhurst and Borough Park.
naysayers
If it's a
that
problem,
are
don't even
saying,
say shit.
why
Just face
is
this
Javon
when you come
fighting this
across the
guy?
Bay
Why
Bridge.
didn't he fight
No
that guy
tolerance
or
for
this
BS or
guy?
fake kids. Your blood
Why
clot
didn't he go
crying.
straight
Just
into a
stop trying.
championship fight?
Jeff Undercard prepared for the
The
assignment.
champions are
He bringing
busy.
on your client, so cowards
As I'm
can't
looking
fight
at
it.
it now,
He might yoke
you
you
have
up if he feels slighted.
3 other
He's spreading out
champions.
toxins. It's
Xander
undercard
Zayas, who
boxing.
just won his title a
Yeah.
few months ago. As you know, Bob Arum came out and said the plan for him was to
Mad love and respect
return
to
in
my
a
brother,
homecoming
man.
fight in Puerto Rico and defend his belt. That puts him off
From
the
the
table.
motherland.
You
Word
have
'em up.
Sebastian Fundora, who recently defended his WBC title versus Tim Tszyu. Now, he was the unified champion at 154. He had the WBO and the WBC, but was stripped of the WBO because he decided to go and fight Tim Tszyu, as opposed to allowing Xander Zayas, who became his mandatory challenger, to fight for the belt that he had. So he released the belt and allowed Xander Zayas to fight for a vacant title. You have Bakram Aklamal. I'm gonna butcher his name. You got Bakram, who's the IVF title holders. He has been ordered by the IBF to defend his title versus Erickson Lubin, Erickson the Hammer Lubin. That fight, I believe, is going to purse bid. So depending on when they get it straightened out as to who wins that purse bid, where they're going to fight. It would be nice if Matchroom could win that purse bid for Erickson Lubin and Bakram, and then have them fight on the same card. Put them in the presser, right next to one another, and see if there's a feel to fight, or if there's any type of added incentive for those two to fight. I think it would be a good fight. I like the Bakram versus Boots fight. I think it's a style matchup that fits well for Jerome Boots Ennis. I believe that he has a better skill set. I think he's a little bit more slick. He's not one-dimensional. I think he can fight and adapt to a lot of different styles. And I think Bakram was just tailor-made. European style, come forward, tries to outmuscle you, out-rugged you, but in the end, he gets beat up pretty bad.
Your blood clot crying, just stop trying. Jeff Undercard prepared
So
for the
the champions, as it sits, are busy.
So cowards can't fight it.
He doesn't want to continue to stay inactive. That's what happens with a lot of fighters who, move to a new weight class and have to wait for the possibility of someone to
Mad love and respect
come and join him or
to my
sign to
motherland.
fight, and then before you know it, 2025 is over and you only got one fighter.
From the motherland.
He's trying to stay active. He fought Stanionis earlier this year and became unified, moved up to 154, and in October he will be debuting at 154 and looking for a title. There's been a lot of guys who've been at this weight class for a lot longer who have never fought for a world title. They're interim title holders. They are picking and choosing who to fight. There's been no unification at 154 ever since Jermell Charlo, who became the undisputed champion at 154, and he ran the gauntlet to win those belts. He literally went through everyone in that division. Even when he got the draw with Castano, he ran it right back. And if I'm messing it up between Jamel and Jamal, I apologize. Y'all are twins. Y'all ain't making it easy for me, so I'm going, you know what I mean?
Sunday Showcase, made possible by a public service grant from the National Endowment for the Arts.
There's been some other, I'm happy that we have a fight announced, a location, and Boots is moving forward with his career. He's not sitting and allowing people to speculate about what's next, what's going on. Know that now that he has a fight, he has a location, he has a date. It just means time to lock in, get into gear, get into fight and shape.
I got a homie from the East, and I'ma tell you his name. Never hang around lanes. That's a part of his game. And if you show deep respect, he'll show you the same.
He's now switching the gear from being out the ring to being in training camp. And Boots, whenever he fights, performs, and he always does a great job. He styles on fighters. He puts on a show. He makes the fight interesting to watch. Get knocked down, knocked out. We remember what he did to David Avenesian, where David thought he was getting off, and before he knew it, he was on the floor. Stanionis, we've never seen Stanionis, who is a rough and tugged fighter, go toe to toe with everyone. Just decide, you know what, this is too much for me. Of course, after this, there's going to be widespread about who he fought. Terrence Crawford, who left 147 as the undisputed champion at 147 and moved to 154, fought Israel Madrimov in his first fight, a guy with 10 fights. Yes, he was a champion, so he went straight from undisputed to fighting a champion at a new weight class, which was honorable. But there was other fighters as well in that division who he said he wanted no parts of, or that there wasn't a legacy fight for him. How does a guy with 10 fights become a legacy fight? You just want to become a belt holder at 154. I've also noticed that he's never defended any of his undisputed reigns. He's never given anyone the opportunity to beat him for all his belts. Like, even right now, as he goes to go face Canelo at 168, if he does win, will he give anyone the opportunity to fight him for those belts? Or will he just disperse them amongst the other champions and go back to 154 or just retire altogether? There's something to be said about winning a championship and then defending it. And this is no shot to Terrence Bud Crawford. But there's something about, if you win a championship, defending it, so that way, not only did you beat the guy for the belt, but you defended it amongst other challengers.
No need to explain. I got a
think
homie from the
one of
East,
the
and I'm gonna
things
tell you
that
his
we
name. Never hang around lanes. That's a part
love
of his
about
game.
like
And if you show
Deontay
deep
Wilder
respect, he'll show you the
is
same.
that
Jeff
although
undercard
he
boxing,
only
shook the
had
world
one
when he
belt
came.
at
A lot of
heavyweight,
cats is playing,
he
but his hands
allowed
are insane.
other people
You
to
can get
fight for that
steamrolled
one
if you
belt
stand in
and
the way.
defend it
He a yardie
for
from
as long as he
Flatbush.
held
Chicago
it.
was his cat
Muhammad
bush.
Ali.
We used to feud like
There's
Bishop
certain
and
fighters
Q, but he'll
who
fuck you up quick if I
their
give him the cue.
defense of
From
their
the city of
title is what
Midwood, the
makes them
South
so
Central part
great,
of New
what
York,
makes them
next to
stand out,
Bensonhurst and
what makes
Borough
them
Park.
unique
If it's a
or
problem,
memorable
don't even
to
say
boxing
shit.
fans.
Just face this
Because
when you come across the Bay Bridge.
there's
No
always
tolerance
the
for
guy
BS or fake
behind you
kids. Your
coming
blood
for what
clot
you have.
crying. Just
There's
stop
always
trying.
someone
Jeff
who
Undercard prepared
wants
for the assignment.
that
You
prize
bringing
that
on
you
your clients,
that
so
you
cowards
herald,
can't
that
fight it.
you've
He
worked so
might
hard
yip you
for.
up if he
There's
feels
always
slighted.
someone
He's
who is
spreading out
literally
toxins. It's
right behind
undercard
you
boxing.
saying, I want to take what that guy has. And when you continue to defend your belt over and over
Mad
and
love and
over,
respect
and you make
to my brother,
the
man.
guys who challenge say, hey, you're not on this level as of yet. Now, you might be
From the
eventually,
motherland.
but as of right now,
Word
you
'em
haven't
up.
reached this level. You haven't reached this pinnacle. There's something to be said about that. Like, 10 people have tried to take that guy's belt, and 10 have failed. Your reign is only as good as how many times you've defended it amongst the challengers. You know what I mean? Like, beating someone in a fight is cool once, but when you constantly are tested over and over and over again, and you come out the other side of that, I don't know, it resonates with a lot of boxing fans or people who love the sport, because it's one thing for it to be done once, but for it to be repeated, that's why we enjoy the Jordan three-peats or the Kobe and Shaq three-peats. Year after, like, they won it, and they weren't settled with just winning it that one time. They went back and said, let's do it again. And think about how hard that is to win something and then go through a whole season. Which, boxing doesn't have seasons, but I'm just trying to draw the comparison of going through another season with everyone having a target on your back, everyone wanting to take what is yours, what you have earned, what you have put your blood, sweat, and tears in, for someone to also try to come and take that from you and for you to defend it. And not only do it once, but twice, but 3 times.
From the east, and I'll tell you his name. Never hang around.
There's just something spectacular about that, and something to be said about the ability to fight off the up and coming guy. It's kind of humbling when a guy wants what you have, and you let him know that not only are you not on my level, but you might not be here for a little while. You might need to go back to the drawing board, figure some stuff out, but currently, you don't reach my level. My level is something that you want to attain, but you haven't reached there yet. There's something about belt holders and champions. Belt holders is when you're in your first title defense of your title, you lose it, which means you've never defended your belt. Like, I believe it was Ryo who won his belt from Pitbull, excuse me. He won his belt from Pitbull. A beautiful fight. He outboxed him, outskilled him. Even when it got rough and rugged, he threw with Pitbull. But in the very next fight, got beat up by Gary Russell, one of the Russell brothers, at 140. In a fight where I thought it would be a little bit more competitive, and we're still awaiting the comeback of Ryo. I do think that the Ryo versus Frank Martin fight would be a good fight as well. I saw that on Twitter. Both guys coming off of a loss. One an ex-champion trying to get himself back into the run-ins. I'm assuming that he doesn't want to just not fight ever again or not be without a belt. That championship allure, what comes with it, it's different, and it's probably going to be something he wants again. Frank Martin, who has left 135 and went to 140, is itching to make his debut and to let the other 140-pounders know that that's a fight that needs to happen. Keyshawn, who is not coming off of a loss but has moved to a new weight class, like Frank Martin, that fight's been bubbling for years upon years, and I would love to see it happen. Both guys debuting at the new weight class at 140. There's been that history, that back talk that, I know that Top Rank have them on the shelf, but if he can make his way over to PBC, get that moolah. There's been some speculation that Andre Ward, the undefeated gold medalist, and I believe was he undisputed? We used to feud like undisputed, but he'll pluck you up quick if I give him the unified champion at 175. Says he's willing to come back into the ring to face the likes of Jake Paul. No tolerance for BS or fake kids. Your blood clot crying. Just stop trying. Jeff Undercard prepared for the assignment. He's willing to come back into the ring to fight Anthony Joshua if he feels slighted at heavyweight. Out toxins is undercard boxing. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that. Mad love and respect. I don't know, brother, man. Anthony Joshua's coming off some losses.
From
You've
the
seen
motherland.
that chin tested.
Word 'em up.
Daniel Dubois got him out of there, but that's heavyweight, light heavyweight. First fight. You've been off for a few years. Skills pay the bills. I don't know if I want to see it. It's intriguing to think about, but I don't know if I would actually want to see that fight. There's way more fight for Anthony Joshua at heavyweight than a Andre Ward coming out of retirement for what seems to be a payday or whatever the reason is. I would much rather Anthony Joshua fight the likes of Fabio Warland or one of the British Commonwealth champions. You know, he's been champion. Anthony Joshua. He lost his belt to a better fighter. There's plenty of fighters at heavyweight that he shouldn't have to fight a guy coming out of retirement. It sounds like something Jake Paul would do, which is crazy that I hear Jake Paul is suing people who call his fights fakes.
If you stand in the way, he a yardie from Flatbush. You cowards is catfish. We used to feud like Bishop and Q.
Is it like
he'll put up you up quick.
If we just say it, you're gonna sue us, or like if we insinuate it? What if we just put it on Twitter? Will you sue us then? If we ask you, will you sue us? I'm just curious. I don't want to get sued. I don't have the lawyer fees. I promise. I'm just curious because we are entitled to our opinion, and it can't be defamation if we know it to not be true or not. Like, we're not saying it's true. We're maybe asking the question out loud amongst all 300 of our Twitter followers.
Word 'em up.
If the fight is fixed or not. Please hit the like button on the way in. Thanks for coming in. We talked a little bit about Boots. Talked a little bit about Andre Ward. Keyshawn Davis. I think Tank has court tomorrow. Maybe I should have put Tank in the title. Shout out to YSM Sports Media. We went live at the exact same time. So everybody's probably over there. Probably gonna go over there in a little bit, get some food, drink some juice. This live was just to kind of understand why Boots made the decision he made. There was one other person who was discussed as a potential candidate to fight Deron Boots Ennis, and that was Rashidi Ellis, who I believe was also going to be making his debut at 154. There was a dispute with the money, and then the money was okay, and he accepted it. But I like this title eliminator. Speedy Rashidi Ellis fight is a good fight, skill-wise. Hometown, I like what they were saying, the build-up. That was a fight that was potentially supposed to happen at 147, but Roman Villa upset the apple cart with beating Speedy Ellis. And then Boots Ennis fought Roman Villa and knocked him out. So the apple cart was upset with the potential of that fight. And down the line, I wouldn't mind that if Rashidi comes to 154, gets his own fight on ProBox TV, fights, wins, and he's competitive. I feel like down the line, if Boots has just moved up to this weight class, there's a potential for a lot of these fights that we've been talking about to eventually happen. As active as he wants to be in his career, which is fighting 2 to 3 times per year, that leaves room for a lot of potential fights down the line where he's not out of the ring for a long period of time. So the fights that we want for him to take we just may have to wait on it. You know, the Virgil Ortiz, the Jesus Ramos,
Mad
the
love
Sebastian
and respect
Pandora, the Bakram,
to my brother, man.
Akramala did that. See, I'm watching that do his name. If
From the
Terrence Crawford
motherland.
comes down back to
Word 'em
154,
up.
there's a potential for that fight. Xander Zayas, you know, you want to unify, you know, hopefully you don't want to just keep the WBO belt over on Top Rank. Maybe you do want to unify. Maybe you do want to potentially, you know, get another champion in the ring, or top contender, or someone ranked very highly in the ring. So there's a potential for a lot of fights. I think what 154 has become is the deepest division in boxing, with potentials of good fights. But it's going to have people who want to step up and take those fights, who are going to put certain things to the side to make those fights. Certain, you know, I don't tell people what they're worth or what they're, you get what you negotiate. And I think it's great for boxing that there's more people moving into 154. There's more potential of things to come and things to happen. I think boxing, with fights being announced, it's starting that buzz again. Like, you know, there's also, I see Gabrielle Fundora will be returning in California. Undisputed. Love the way she fights, love the way she thumps, love the way that she goes about handling her business. Can't wait for that. You know, like boxing was going through a little dry spell, and now with potential, with fights being announced, with fights being secured, we now have the potential to do what we're doing, criticize them, talk about them, give our feedbacks, let us know how we feel, and hopefully when these fights come about, we go and support them. We go to these events. We put on for the people fighting.
No tolerance for BS
give
or
them their
fake
just due.
blood clot crying. Just stop trying.
We respect
Jeff
them in and out the ring.
prepared for the assignment. He
Anyone
bringing
that
the
steps
appliance,
into the
so
ring
cowards
is
can't
a
fight it.
warrior.
He might yoke
As
you
you
up
can
if
see,
he feels slighted. He's
condolences
spreading
to
out
the few
toxins.
Japanese fighters who lost their lives after a boxing match. This is a different kind of sport. It's deadly. People have died. People will continue to die. It's part of the sport. We don't want to see it happen. We don't want casualties or after fights. And that's why the sport, like, we have to respect the people who fight for the entertainment of us, because it could be fatal. And knowing that, you just give every fighter, everyone who steps into the ring, their respect. Everyone might not be as well known, and that's why boxing is a global sport, and America is very big because we have so many different places where fighters can come from. But we just respect them as they come into the ring, and you never know. That fighter might leave after a fight, becoming someone who you want to see again in the ring, or someone who you may not root for. You might potentially gain a fan or gain interest from someone who you have not seen performed on the stage that they're performing. So there's always a potential of that, and that's kind of a cool thing, you know. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Give y'all my 30 minutes. Salute.
All rise, open your eyes, no need to explain. I got a